in the world of public colleges and universities, the open meeting laws, the sunshine laws, can be very constraining in terms of what's allowed to be in a private executive session. But certain kind of topics, particularly, need to be in an executive session, whether that's about personnel or maybe legal issues or real estate or whatever, can be very sensitive. And if those issues, if trustees essentially violate the confidentiality of those sessions, that can have serious legal ramifications on the university. This is really why board education is so critical. Trustees, one of the things that is unique, as we all know, about the American system of governance in higher education is we're not higher education professional experts. We're lay members of citizen boards and don't necessarily know what is appropriate for trustees. So often, some of the worst things happen where it's just unknowingly trustees don't realize that they've violated some of the principles of good governance. For one thing, I would make sure that they understand that an individual trustee has no real authority, that it is the board as a whole that has that authority. And then I would really remind them that the reason that they've accepted this appointment is to advance the cause of that institution. Many are often alums, but they have some stake in wanting to do a good job, wanting to advance that institution and help them in every way. And I can remember an instance as a member of a governing board of being on a search committee, and when the final vote came for whether to recommend one of two finalist candidates, I was in the minority. It was a 3-2 vote from the search committee. I felt it was a mistake, the hire that was made, and down the line, it didn't turn out well. But right after that vote, where I was one of two dissenting votes on a committee of 5, I moved to make it unanimous from the search committee because I realized I'd lost and that now it would be much more positive for a unanimous recommendation to go forward from the search committee to the full board and to hire that president because I was in the minority on that particular vote. So I think that's the way it's supposed to go, and because I've had some training in governance, I knew that. But it was a little bit hard for me. I thought, I'd heard from the faculty, they didn't want this candidate. I thought, I don't think this is a good idea, but it will serve no good purpose for me to make my position known outside the boardroom.